Santa Madre de Dios, ayúdame.
I I can't understand you when you're saying that island language, you.
Fuck you, ass.
Greetings, everyone. I am Jarvis, and welcome back to Pint Cellar. I am joined with Hubrecht. How you doing, sir?
Hi everyone. I'm Hubrecht. I'm doing well, Louis. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, and it's always great to have you on the show, brother. Things been good for you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking, Louis. What about you, sir?
I'm doing well. Actually, I'm doing well, but I paid for a new mattress. I did not enjoy paying that bill, so it's like, yeah, well, I guess no more Warhammer.
Yeah, to be fair, I've been I've been paying my car for like the past year. It's not been fun, really. I barely have any money to go, to get anything. But yeah, honestly, I do have a lot of Warhammer stuff, and I don't even paint all that often. I need to work on that.
Yeah.
But honestly, right now I'm so cold on Warhammer because of the
Yes.
because of the mess that GW has that I don't feel like reading or like painting all that much.
You know what? That's exactly how I feel right now these days, where it's like, with everything going on, and because I have my own things I gotta do, and because you're pushing 30, and because you can't be so liberal with spending your money when you're 30 compared to your 20s, it's like, you know what? I'm just done with Warhammer, I think. It's like, I just can't get any new things. I have too much stuff to paint already, so it's like, there's really no reason for me to just care anymore, I guess. If that sounds not nihilistic, then it's like, well, that's just how I feel.
So wait, done with Warhammer? You mean like you'll stop?
No, not like I'm quitting Warhammer. Doesn't quit Warhammer. No, I mean, it's like I can't get anything new because I can't spend that money. It's like, oh well.
Yeah.
It's like I just can't. It's like I'm almost done. It's like I can't go any further. So it's like I'm at a midpoint where it's like I can't go any further. So I guess I just have to settle.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And you know what? This might be so cynical. This might be so nihilistic. You might talk shit to me. I'm almost at a point where if they introduce female space marines, I'd be like, you know what? I don't care.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
No, not don't care. As in, like, I changed my whole mind about the whole argument, but it's like for years, it's been like talking to a wall, talking to a void of your arguments about why it's a bad idea, but they decide to do it anyway. So it's like, all right, I tried to warn you. You didn't want to listen. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, like if that happens, then I'm actually done with Warhammer. Right
like,
now, I'm kind of like,
screw this stupid company, screw this stupid game. It's like talking to a wall.
Yeah, no. Like for example, right now I'm cold on Warhammer. I still like it, but right now I'm not really feeling it to hobby. I'm not really want to read anything because the way they're handling it, makes me feel like, oh, right now I don't feel like it. But if there are ever female space marines, like if there are ever female space marines like that, that's like the quitting point for me. Like, like that's would be the jumping the shark moment, Like the female custodians were so shittily done and stupidly done, and people and the deep throaters are like to pretend that, oh no, it's such a good change. That one thing is the female custodians, another thing is female space marines.
And people, I'm just saying, they are technically not even female space marines. Then they're just like trans guys.
Yeah,
they're just women. They're just women pumped up on,
steroids
and stuff, and it's like they're no longer considered biologically female, I guess. Yeah. They're technically still women. It's just you change up their chemistry so much that it's like they're now just trans guys.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like that would be the jumping the shark moment for me.
It's like, it's talking to a void. They're obviously not going to listen. You can't rescue a kid sinking if he doesn't want to be helped.
Pretty much. Oh, other than buying a mattress, what else have you done?
I've just been focused on tire season. It's like so many people want their tires done, but it hasn't even been snowing. Like, I guess with how climate is now, it starts snowing by January, but still, I'm just been locked in on tire season.
Okay. Work has been okay for the most part on my end. I actually just finished reading my first Stephen King novel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Pet Cemetery, right?
Yeah, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, how is that? Because I notice sometimes we talk shit on Stephen King. I'll just say he can be annoying, but he's annoying because he's old. That's kind of like
Yeah.
what happens when you're old. But what do you have to say about his work when he was in his prime?
Okay, like Stephen King is pretty much like George R. R. Martin in the sense
Oh
that,
no,
well,
he's
okay,
not.
no,
He
no, 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 no.
finishes his
Okay, let
books.
me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. They are both like idiot boomers, basically, and have idiot boomer takes. The typical shit lip stuff.
How much does a house
But
cost? $25,000.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. And the whole, I'm a old fossil, but I support current thing, right?
Hmm.
But the difference, of course, being that Stephen King can finish his books and Martin cannot, right? And they're both incredibly annoying. They pretty much have the same views on everything. But yeah, I criticize both of them a lot. Martin for being, not finishing books, and King, just for being annoying. I have a funny history with Stephen King. So I kind of lied, earlier. My first Stephen King novel was not Pet Cemetery. It was
Okay.
years ago when I first tried to get into him that I read The Dark Tower,
Oh
the
yeah.
gunslinger. Yeah, okay, and I read this without any, watching any videos on, how to read Stephen King or whatnot, right?
Okay.
And yeah, that was a big mistake because I later found out that that's literally the worst place you can start reading
What?
Stephen King because
I
the
thought it was
thing
a good series. Like, well, I didn't read it, but I've been told it was a good series. But how did you find it?
it's a good series, but it's the worst place because the Dark Tower is so it references so much of King's
Oh,
other
I see.
work because it deals with the multiverse. Fuck the multiverse. Um that it's so confusing. It tends to be confusing. So when I finished that book, I was like, "What the hell just happened?"
Oh, I see.
Right? Yeah, like so I didn't read any of the books that followed it. Right? So I was like, kind of like, oh, Stephen King is this overrated author. I wanted to read it, but that's such a huge investment of
Oh
time and
yeah.
effort. So I settled for something smaller, and I looked up, well, what's Stephen King's darkest story? What's the darkest story that he's ever written? And according to King himself, it's Pet Cemetery.
Like to,
And okay, okay, maybe I'm just a psycho that's desensitized to violence now. So it's not nearly as dark as I thought it would be. But I'll say this book remind me of the movie Hereditary.
oh yeah. Okay. I haven't even read or watched anything related to Pet Cemetery, but it's like when you compare it to Hereditary, it's like, okay, I can picture it. I can picture
In
what
the
you're saying.
sense that, yeah, like maybe not in the sense of the plot,
Yeah,
but
but
in the
like
sense
how
of how
dark.
it handles the story. Like how most of the story is misery porn. Like it's
Yeah.
one of the most miserable books I've ever read. Like depressing. I'll say this to King, like I've never seen such an expert portrayal of grief
Yeah.
because in stories grief tends to just be hand waved away
Yeah.
either by person sad, which is an understatement,
Oh yeah.
or like something tragic happens and we cut to a time skip, and
Hmm.
people are feeling depressed, but no, here King shows you the immediate aftermath of the next few days after a tragedy, and they are fucking, like it's one of the saddest
Yeah.
things I've ever read.
Yeah, I can definitely picture what you're saying, and I just have like a bare minimum understanding or of what Pet Cemetery is about. It's about a kid who dies, right? And dad buries him in a cemetery that tries to bring people back to life, right?
Yeah,
Just the bare
it
bones of the plot,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Right, but I can definitely see what you're saying. And it's like, oh, dang, this is going to be uncomfortable, and especially the idea of parental grief, right?
Yeah, yeah. From what I've heard, like people that did not find the story scary
Yeah,
when they were younger, once they become parents, like they revisit it and they're like, "This is the scariest story that I've ever, that I ever
things
read."
literally change. Things literally change when you're a parent. It's like you're no longer so
Yeah,
cynical or like how you are in your 20s. So, like when you become a parent and the idea of a kid being lost, it's like that's the worst, absolute worst thing that can happen to you.
yeah. And and here's the thing, like King himself said, Pet Cemetery is basically a retelling of The Monkey's Paw.
Oh yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
can definitely
right.
see that.
It's his own version of The Monkey's Paw.
That was a good
But
one.
with The Monkey's Paw, you never really see, that. Okay, for everyone listening, spoiler alert for The Monkey's Paw, in
How is
case
it a
you're a
spoiler?
weirdo that hasn't read such an old story. Okay. So you know that in The Monkey's Paw, the final wish is that there's the song of the couple, resurrects, right?
Right, right.
Until, of course, kind of the dad, realizes that this is fucking wrong and unnatural, and you never actually see clearly the resurrected son.
Hmm.
You just simply, the guy wishes for the monkey's paw for the son to die again, right? And the son dies, right? If I recall correctly, I don't know if I'm remembering it right.
The idea is that the mom was trying to open the door because her son was knocking at the backyard, and the father would use the paw to wish him back to rest. And once he opens the
Mhm.
door, he's not there. So it kind of
Okay.
leaves you the question: was the son actually there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Basically, what happens is that. Okay. Do you care about spoilers or?
I don't care for spoilers. This book is old. I don't think there's ever going to be a chance I would actually read it. So go ahead.
It's not a long book. You could do it,
Yeah.
honestly. Okay. And the movies are kind of like meh, but well, okay.
Meh.
So basically, what happens in Pet Cemetery is that this family moves to, say it with me, rural Maine.
Why is it always
If you know
Maine?
anything about Stephen King, you know that 90% of his stories take place in rural Maine. Okay, so and they move next to this house that's next to a road where there's like where these big 18 wheelers, pass next to it, but they rush through it like very fast,
Hmm.
So the road's kind of dangerous. Um, and eventually the cat of the daughter dies, hit by one of those trucks. So the neighbor, which becomes very close to the dad of the family, uh, uh, tells wants to do something good for the girl, and and leads the dad beyond the pet cemetery that it's next to the house, that it's next to the woods in the house,
Okay.
uh, to an even older burial ground that it's kind of like that it that it belonged to an old Indian tribe called the Micmacs.
Okay.
Um, they bury the cat, and next day the cat comes back to life,
All
but
right.
it comes back weird. It
Hmm.
comes back kind of like not fully in it of itself. It comes back kind of clumsy and stupid, right? And a little bit meaner than it used to be. The cat.
So it's like it's driving, but there's no driver in the seat.
Yeah. Like the book leaves it up to interpretation, I think, whether what exactly happens to them when they return. Are they actually them? Or is something else pretending to be? Like, is that actually a cat? Or is it something else trying to imitate a cat, right?
Or maybe it's like, their souls aren't there, their minds are there, but it's been warped because, it's been dead. Could it
Yeah.
be something like that?
Yeah, it implies that it's being puppeteered by an evil entity. It
Right.
implies that it is a Wendigo, actually, the one
Ooh.
puppeteering them. A Wendigo or a demon. I mean, it makes references to people in hell, so maybe.
Ooh.
Well, eventually, the son, the that couple's 2-year-old son gets hit by one of the trucks.
Oh shit.
The family shattered. Lives ruined. The dad decides to put him on the burial ground.
Oh no.
And of course it comes back, but it doesn't come back. Much like the
Yeah.
monkey's paw, the father in the monkey's paw reasoned, it didn't come back as himself. So it murders the neighbor, it murders the mother, and while the dad manages to kill it, it drives him insane to do it. So he
Yeah.
buries in the burial ground his wife,
Oh.
and starts living with her. Like the book ends with the dead wife, coming through the door of the now those mind shattered protagonist, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, this is a very gross and vulgar summary of stuff, but yeah, that's basically what happens.
Sounds like a roller coaster of emotions. It's like
Yeah,
Baraska, where it's like it's a punch
yeah,
in the face, basically. Maybe I should read
Y-
that book.
yeah.
Uh,
I think you should, honestly.
I think I
I actually
will.
liked it a lot.
I think I will once I get the time. And I think my first Stephen King book, actually, out of interest, is actually Carrie.
Oh, really? Well, that's his first novel, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I read it in high school, like out of my own interest, because I heard about Stephen King and the new Carrie was coming out at the time. Well,
Mhm.
to be fair, I think I read most of it, but I did read it. And for his first book, it's like it was very well. I liked it.
Okay. I mean, since this is the only real this is the only Stephen King novel I ever read, I don't have any reference to how Carrie handles the plot. But uh, the horror in Pet Cemetery comes not only from the grief, but also the wrongness of the realization of the wrongness that of the resurrected.
Yeah, it's
Like
like playing necromancer. It's like,
for example, it doesn't come back like a rotting corpse, but it comes back it like off. Like the
mm-hmm.
proportions of the face do not look right. It kind of walks wrongly because
Yeah.
as if it was trying to learn how to walk for the first time, which you know fuels the idea that what's puppeteering the corpses is not the person themselves. It's something that isn't human. It's trying to imitate humans wrongly. That uncanny valley.
Oh yeah, I can picture it. And yeah, I really like something like that where this is not a zombie where it's obviously going to be disgusting and it's going to cause the guy tragedy, but it's like I brought back someone that looks like my son, but this is not my son because it's like you said, it's crossing borders of uncanny valley.
Yeah. Also, the impending doom feeling of a horror story. Everything in Pet Cemetery it, all throughout the book. You get told exactly what's going to happen. The protagonist gets warned. He gets weird dreams warning him not to do it.
But he
He
still
gets a
does it.
story from his neighbor of someone who already buried someone before and how wrong and evil and bad it was. He still goes through with it, and apparently the burial ground has a power to attract people. It makes you want to use it. So things like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, I like that. I think I will read that book. And, you know, Stephen King films, I just want to say on this real quick, they are a hit or miss because it's kind of like how there's plenty of books you've read, there's hit and misses. Definitely goes for films too. And some of them can be weird because they're trying to be so much like the book, but forget that they're films. I think a Stephen King film that I really like the most is Misery.
Oh, Misery is great. Yeah.
Yeah, like how you said, it's like we were talking about this actually. It is like a famous person's worst nightmare to be held hostage by an obsessed fan, especially one where
Yeah.
it has their wires crossed. And it's like, imagine if Taylor Swift was kidnapped by a millennial white girl, in her 30s.
The image of that is it's horrifying. I love it.
I'm going like full on like Meet Kenyon parody video.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, that's like, white millennial girls in a suburb area. It's like crying on video like they're getting Taylor Swift tickets.
Uh,
But
oh, yeah. Okay, that's basically Pet Cemetery in a nutshell.
hey, I prefer Kesha, but moving on. But yeah, like I was saying before we started this whole recording, this is actually our season 1 final of Pint Cellar. And you know what? I had a great year of podcasting, and I think we had a lot of fun recording this year. But I'm interested in what you have to say, Hugh. It was like, what was your experience like doing this whole new show? Like, what are your spotlights? What do you think?
So it was a different experience to when we were on air,
Oh yeah,
because I mean, different and similar. Different, similar because I'm here talking with you. Uh, it's basically what we'd always done. It's you and me talking. Maybe sometimes we will bring someone else like Badger or or Ineptus.
right, yeah.
But I think ditching the Warhammer theme
Mhm.
was the correct move, because
Yeah,
like take for example, we just opened this place saying like how we aren't done with Warhammer, but we're cult to it right now. We're not feeling it. Like
yeah.
imagine having to force ourselves to, pretend we're enjoying Warhammer when we're not enjoying it. Just because, it's a Warhammer podcast, we're supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, and that is one of the things where it's like there's only so much you can talk about a certain hobby before you reach that age where it's like, do I really care anymore? Because I think for a YouTube channel, that's good for short term, but long term it comes a question of I don't want to do the certain thing anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, because with On Air with Jarvis, yeah, it was a primarily Warhammer podcast with Space Marine characters. But with something like Pint Cellar, because we went with the whole direction of we're friars trapped in a beer cellar, I think that kind of gives us more liberty on just talking shop and us talk about what we want to talk about.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I agree.
And, funny story, when I was even pitching this podcast to my family, they weren't exactly on the happy side for some reason. My sister was like, "Why would you do that, Lewis?" I'm like, "What?" It's like, "You're going to dress up like a monk?" And I was like, "No, we're not wearing costumes. I'm just saying that there's this whole theme we're doing." And she was like, "Well, then again, described us as monks, not friars. There's a technical difference." But still, they were like, "That'd be like if you were to go as a nun." And I'm like, "Well, no, that's drag."
Yeah, that's drag. What the hell?
But yeah, but how many things has been like parodied with around the whole friar look?
mm,
And friars are technically do community service, and whereas monks do like prayers. I think that's more on the side, not to more of on the sacred side of things. Do you think, or what do you have to say?
mm, well, I feel like the friar, there are a lot of places named after friars, like Blackfriars Road or Blackfriar. Like I think like the friar, it's kind of like well, the friars are technically monks, technically, but since they're not cloistered, um, I think that that approach to community that you mentioned, kind of makes them more acceptable to parody. Well, not parody. We're not
maybe not parodying,
actually
like
parodying, referencing maybe.
right.
It feels a little less aggressive.
Yeah, it's like it's not like we're just outright mocking, friars. It's like it is because the whole reason why I decided to go for the whole friar look is because of how VTubers, how they have like all this lore with their characters, but they just play video games and watch You on Head. I just figured that it'd be just basically be the same thing. It's just like background lore, and this is what we actually do.
Yeah.
That's the thing I've noticed.
I understand what you mean.
That's a lot. That's what I've noticed. A lot of VTubers, or at least a lot of them, like watch Show on Head for some reason.
I'm kind of mixed on Show on Head, but yeah, they do. Now that you mention it, yeah.
But yeah, like I said earlier, I think this was a good year of podcasting. I think we covered a lot of great material, and I think I will say this. I think a spotlight episode for me that we've done was when we talked about Trench Crusade. Because say as you want, I think it helped out with the algorithm.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I just think it's kind of got Pint Cellar into the algorithm a bit, just a bit, and that's why I made a whole playlist on it too.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah, for those not in the know, I really do not like Trench Crusade. Like Trench Crusade is those things. It's one of those things that I should love it because of the things I like, but no, I hate it.
And you know what? That is just fine. It makes for good content too. Makes for spicy topics.
I also all other things that Lewis likes and I hate are Hasbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss.
Hey,
nothing.
Hey, listen, just because I like that stuff doesn't mean it's safe for me to do a little tease that, man.
Yeah, I
know. But yeah, like I said, I think I had fun with Trench Crusade. I think we had a lot of laughs when we were having conversations about it. I think that was fun. But is there a certain spotlight video you find? Like, what was your spotlight from your recording?
My spotlight video. Let me think. I cannot. Maybe the one about the vampire court.
Oh yeah, the vampire. That didn't really do so well with the algorithm.
Which I find it really strange. Like it's great, and like it's great. It's a great story.
But you know what? I think the fault was I was trying to appeal to women because it's a true crime episode.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I know which one. I know which one. The one we went off on the Space Wolves.
Oh yeah, the God hates Space Wolves. It's like I just got so. Yeah, I should be holding a sign outside in public and be like, God hates Space Wolves.
Those Space Wolves will be very offended if they knew how to read.
Oh, well, they can't even read. They just do little chicken scratches. But I'm just saying, it's like, I can't really enjoy Space Wolves lore because it's dumb. But why are their models so good and Blood Angels got so shit? That's the question, isn't it? That's the $1 million question.
They want to fuck over the Black Templars as well.
Oh, yeah, but it's like still Black Templar stuff still got good stuff this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but in exchange, they got a little crap lore.
Yeah.
I think it's a sort of metaphor for Warhammer. You get good models, but you get shit lore.
Yeah, pretty much. At least on the current state of things.
Oh, but still though, but it's like, even though I was talking about Lovecraft, I think that was fun. because it was just us talking
Oh yeah.
about Lovecraft.
Wait, Lovecraft in the Lovecraft episode, that's where I read the eulogy he gave to Robert E. Howard.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that does tell you about Lovecraft's character. It's like, yeah, he was an ass, but at least he wasn't a ghoul. Because the absolute worst thing he did was being an ass, because in the world, he didn't really get a good hand of cards.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, it's kind of like, okay, look, we should always strive to be the best version of ourselves, regardless of the circumstances. But, when you have such shitty life, I would not say it's justified you being an asshole, but it's at least understandable to some degree,
It's like some people just don't know how they can be better when life just keeps punching down at them.
To be fair, I mean, just look at the guy's literature.
And I'm just saying, it's like Harley and Ellison got divorced 5 times because I'm pretty sure they were like, I had enough of you, I'm leaving.
Yeah, but Ellison was a loony.
Yeah, he was later diagnosed with bipolar, and when you find out about that, it's like that explains so much about him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Just recently, I got a comment from a short where it's us talking about Harley and Ellison, and the comments were like, "Yeah, he would have sued Digital Circus because of how he is."
There's a clip of him trying to eat a microphone.
Yeah, it's like, oh, will you behave? No.
No. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, but that reminds me, we should do a Robert E. Howard episode.
We actually should, because well, then again, I only know like I have no mouth, but maybe that's like really the thing we're going to be talking about Harley and Ellison, unless you know anything else about him.
No, but I mean an episode on Robert E. Howard, not Harlan.
Oh, that one. Oh yeah, that one. Definitely. We definitely need to do that. And even on the topic of like episodes we hope to cover for like next year when we do more of this stuff, I definitely want us to talk about The Last Church, because I think that's...
Yeah. They want us to redo the original on-air episode, right?
Yeah, where it was actually our very first ever recording with each other. And
oh yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yes, our first time ever talking to each other, our very first time even doing a recording with each other. And I didn't even know you when I invited you into doing a recording. So it's like it all started from there.
Oh, the memories. I need to get my sources because I read you a first degree source in that, and I still have it. It's I remember it. It was even Alcalanisi's recollection of the Crusaders' triumph in Jerusalem.
Yeah, and even then, I think also it gives justification for like we have definitely improved video quality wise on how we present things. So it's like,
yeah,
as good as this was, I feel like I can do better with talent we have now.
I feel like I stutter less when I talk because I do have the tendency to say a lot of but I think I do that less. So
you do that less. You do that much less. It's just even back then, the headphones I was using, it was just like simple wired headphones instead of like the typical podcast ones people wear. So I didn't even hear myself talking through the headphones. I had to take one ear off at a time to hear myself speak. So that was a little jungle of this ear off, this ear on, this ear off, this ear on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see what you mean. What else? What else should we do?
Has Been Hotel. We are going to cover that.
Lord help me. Yeah. We should totally do that, but I won't like it.
Oh, but I'm gonna have fun. It's gonna be spicy.
Okay, fair enough. What else? We should do maybe a I feel like we have good conversations when it comes to books and stories we've read.
Hmm.
Maybe we should do that on something we're currently reading or a fantasy series that we like that we haven't talked about yet.
The Hobbit.
Um I mean, Tolkien is kind of like the obvious answer to this, but I'm like right now reading through the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn series, and it's great. And I want to finish the Wheel of Time series as well because fuck that show. Like great book series. Fuck that show.
I remember my tutor even giving me a Wheels of Time novel, but it's like it's probably one of those where it's one of those layer series novels where it's like you can't start here. I think it was I don't even know what book number it was, but it's like it's obviously wasn't the first book, so I wouldn't even know what's going on. I even tried reading it. I was like, who are these people? I
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
started so late in the series.
Yeah, like it's 14 books.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the Wheel of Time series is not a book series that lends itself to, ignoring the previous entries and just starting from the middle, right? You'll be
Yeah.
so lost. You will be very lost, but it's very good. It's very good, even though Robert Jordan is a great author. It's really one of the best fantasy authors of all time, I would say, but does have very descriptive style of writing, but sometimes to the point where you feel like, okay, Jordan, get on with it. I don't need to. Maybe I don't need to. I appreciate the attention to detail on the place where the characters are and the clothing that they're wearing, but sometimes it reaches a point when you're kind of like, okay, get on with it,
People give Tolkien so much crap and they pull like the tree description shit, which I'm pretty sure doesn't actually happen. It's just something that the internet says and they think happens. But it seems like Robert E. Jordan actually does what people think Tolkien does, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Although to be fair, Jordan, it's kind of like with Jordan, it serves to make the world very vivid and the story very beautiful to read. It is a very, it has very good prose. So, you imagine these things and they're so detailed and precise that you're kind of like, you imagine, people wearing these very elaborate dresses and these very fancy and baroque, palaces and the like. But some trimming down would have helped the pacing because
Yeah.
I reached the Wheel of Time book 8. That's where I finished. That was like 3 years ago. I haven't read book 9,
Mm.
and I have the rest. And not because I don't want to finish, but because I feel like, at that point I was kind of wanted to rest from the series before continuing it. But it has been so long that I'm basically
Yeah.
I'm going to reread the series on audiobook to reach where I was, and then I'm going to continue reading it like proper.
I get what you mean because like I remember I'm reading the Walking Dead comic book series, but then I just stopped at a point where it's like I'll continue later and I never return to it. And it's like it's the plot has advanced so much where it's like, yeah, I think I would have to start from the beginning.
Yeah, here's the thing with the Wheel of Time. There's a point in the books where they kind of turn into a slog where uh it feels like almost nothing is happening for several books.
Oh
That's not
boy.
actually true. Things do happen. The problem was that, the fandom is traumatized because back then, when the books were coming one by one, there were several gaps, gaps of several years between books. So, those books from like 9, 9 to 11, uh, you know, when you have to wait for things start moving so slowly that when you have to wait several years between each book, it feels like nothing is happening when it actually does. Those books do have good moments, but they do feel kind of sluggish at times.
Yeah.
Then it picks up.
I see. I see. And maybe I'll keep that in mind, but I don't think I'll ever actually read Wheels of Time because of how I am and because of things I gotta do in life. But I'll definitely keep like what you your other book suggestions you have in mind. Like I definitely want to try out Pet Cemetery, and I think you told me about a sci-fi novel where the gist of it is if Darth Vader becoming Darth Vader was a good thing. Yeah, you were telling me
Yeah,
about
I
this.
haven't read that one. I just have the first book, and I'm waiting for it. But for my one, but the author is very highly educated. He's a fellow Catholic, and yeah, it's kind of like a sci-fi epic that it's kind of like very big right now. And yeah, that's basically the premise that he gave. Like, what if Anakin turning to Darth Vader had been the good choice? Basically, that's how he uh sold it.
Man, I'll definitely keep that in mind because that does sound interesting.
Sun Eater Chronicles, I think that's what it's called.
hmm And if you don't mind, I think this is a good point where we can answer some questions the audience has asked for us if you're interested.
Yeah, but do anyone actually ask anything of us, or
They
just
technically did. I was able to get 2 questions, so I think we're
Alright.
able to do it. So it's
Okay.
like it's unfortunate, but I was able to get 2. And it's like we can try again next year.
All right.
All right, here's a real simple one. Cider or nog? And I'm pretty sure that means
Cider.
egg. Oh, is
Yeah,
is
cider.
nog like eggnog or am I just white?
Yeah, he means eggnog. Yeah, cider. 100% cider. Apple, if it's possible.
Yeah, it's
No.
like I
Does
don't.
it is there any cider besides apple cider?
I don't know. I don't know alcohol, man. Despite the art, I don't know anything about alcohol.
All right, fair enough.
I have a weak tummy, but I like eggnog, especially when you have milk with it. It's delicious.
Never had it eggnog. It's
You
not
never
really
had
a
eggnog.
thing. It's not a thing here.
It's just not a thing. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. No.
Okay, I get it. All right, you just don't have eggnog. It's like no, it's just too white.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we don't have it. It's simply not a thing.
Yeah, it's like snow tires. It's like it just does not exist here.
Yeah.
All right, I get that. So if we somehow meet and if there's eggnog available, I guess I could give it to you, but maybe you might not like it because there is egg in it. And I'm not
I
sure
like
how you
egg. I like egg.
I don't like eggs, so but I like eggnog.
Wait, you don't like eggs?
I don't like eggs. Scrambled. I just don't like eating eggs.
Boiled eggs?
No.
You know, like
I'm a picky eater.
sunny side? No?
I'm a picky eater, man.
Yeah, I'm a picky eater too, but I hate vegetables like normal people.
Yeah, but it's like I'm very picky. It's like yeah, I said vegetables, but it's like eggs is definitely one of them.
All right.
Oh, but you know what? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Buzz. I was given shit. What did you say to me, boy? What did you say?
Eggs, you fucking freak of nature. How dare you?
Oh, you want to hear freak of nature? You want to hear about freak of nature? My dad joked to me, Lewis, why don't you put ketchup on your nachos? And I was like, that sounds delicious. So it's like, are you saying that is a freak of nature, putting ketchup on nachos?
Yes.
But why? Why though?
Because the fuck's wrong with you?
Because hold on, it would be any different from like what's that sauce called? It's a tomato sauce. It's
yeah, red sauce.
Not even red sauce. I can't say it right now, but it's a sweet sauce of tomato. Is it any different from putting it on ketchup?
Yeah, because ketchup tastes completely different.
Well, it's a sweet combination of sugar and sweet. Well, sugar and salt, and with the cheese and bacon, it's going to taste great. So I think I'll try that soon.
Santa Madre de Dios, ayúdame.
I can't understand you when you're saying that island language, you.
Fuck you, ass.
I'm quoting has been. So when Vox, there's a scene where Valentino is speaking Spanish, and Vox goes, "I can't."
I don't watch that gay show.
There's a scene where Vox goes, "I can't understand you when you're speaking that island language, Val." So I'm pretty sure that means like
I don't watch
Caribbean.
that bundle of sticks ass show.
Well, you did the stereotype of speaking the island language.
Yeah, I know. But okay, first of all, Spanish, Mexico, Spain, and the rest of Hispanic America are not islands, first off.
I know, that's the joke.
If anything, English
really-
is the island language.
That really kicked you in the balls, didn't it?
Fuck you, asshole.
Oh, that has been really bad then. That really got you.
Choke on a waffle, you asshole.
Whoa, I don't know what that means, but I don't like it. That really got you.
Because you're Canadian and Canadians have, syrup and waffles. I don't know. It's the best thing I could come up with.
Okay, I'm just saying you got really triggered there, man.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry. I'm just kidding.
I'm joking too. We're friends. Guys can talk shit to each other and be lifelong friends. I'm just saying.
That's what friends do, people. That's what friends do, people. Do you have any idea what the things that I tell to my friends every day? Yeah. Like, no, but that's the type of jokes men tell each other every day.
Yeah, but me telling you the island language, I'm pretty sure I could see you punching through the computer screen and reaching me.
Hopefully I could.
I'm pretty sure that means the Caribbean, right? Or Cuba. Is that what it means?
Yeah, like that's the only island. Well, Republica Dominicana, maybe. Oh, forget it. Just go on the next question.
Okay. Bundle of sticks show. I love that. All right.
I had to say that, not to get canceled.
The most polite way of saying it without YouTube nuking the channel. It's like saying you can't say the R word, but you can call the person as politely as you can imbecile. That's the most polite way of saying it without saying the hard R word. But anyways, moving on, I guess. Here's one. Lady Runeson. Actually, I was able to ask this question, which is fun. 40K seems to have a Christmas and Valentine's Day covered in universe. But if they have equivalent holidays for Halloween and New Year's, what would you guys call them? And what traditions do you think people will have for them? So it's like, what would 40K, Halloween, and Thanksgiving be like, basically, right? So,
Well, Halloween and New Year, basically.
Yeah, like, how would you think 40K would have their version of Halloween and New Year's? Because technically Warhammer Fantasy has their version of Halloween.
Geheimnisnacht.
Yeah, German Halloween.
Okay. New Year's, I would say that New Year's would celebrate Terran New Year, basically. Not the New Year of the individual planet, but Terra's New Year would be kind of like an Imperium-wide holiday,
Yeah, because that is basically the center of the universe, technically in world.
Yeah, so it will be Happy Terran New Year, or Happy Terran Rotation, something like that.
Right.
Okay, let me remember this. Christmas in 40K, I don't remember. A lot of people say it's Sanguinella, but Sanguinella technically commemorates the sacrifice of Sanguinius. It's that wouldn't make it Christmas. That would make it Good Friday. Yeah, Easter, Good Friday. Although I think that the feast of the Emperor Descendant would be Easter too. The celebration of the Emperor's ascension to the Golden Throne.
Okay.
Maybe that would be Good Friday and Easter Sunday. Something like that. Halloween. How would Halloween be in the Imperium? I would imagine like. Sorry.
Oh, so sorry. You can go on first.
I would imagine that would it would depend a lot on the world and like on which world it would be, and it would be like the same trick or treating, but people will dress as xenos and mutants. Like that will be the costumes, xenos and
Whoa,
mutants.
bro, are you doing Eldar face?
Yeah. Fuck the
Whoa,
Eldar.
dude. Whoa. Is that green face? Yeah, green
It's
face.
okay. They're filthy xenos. They're filthy xenos. It's okay.
Like, whoa, bro, not cool. Grow up.
Shut up, Tao.
What was like, whoa, that's even worse. You're doing blue face.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue face and doing the accent.
You're doing vagina. You're doing vagina face.
No, it's like they're doing blue face and they're doing the whole accent thing too. It's like, oh dang. It's like, whoa,
But, yeah,
bro.
but what do you think? Like, do you think that's how Halloween or a version of Halloween would be celebrated in the Imperium?
So I'm just thinking, like, Halloween has a diverse history between, there's trick or treating Halloween, then there's old Halloween, right? Like, not saying that, I'm not saying the stereotype where people think it was pagan, but more like the ones where it's like All Saints Day and All Hallows Eve or Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Day of the Dead is Mexican, right? But I'm thinking,
but Day of the Dead is All Souls Day, basically.
Right. I'm thinking it'd be more of All Souls Day, if you would technically call that part of Halloween. But we know Halloween.
It is.
Yeah, it's just Halloween here is like, All Souls Day is like a day after Halloween. Then there's All Saints Day, right?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking
there will definitely be. Oh, sorry for interrupting you. I just want to say there will definitely be an All Saints Day in the Imperium.
Mm-hmm. And
there would definitely be an All Saints Day.
I think there would also definitely be an All Souls Day where it's like people are remembering like the dead, and definitely praying for the dead. So
yeah, definitely. That's very Imperium like.
Yeah, definitely like memorizing skulls, like burning candles beneath skulls and stuff.
Yeah. If we talking Halloween as in the modern sense of Halloween with the trick-or-treating and the fun costumes and everything, I would say that I would believe that some planets would have people, basically do a carnival, and the theme would be, instead of monsters, it would be like people dressing as xenos and mutants. Not chaos, because, chaos does not exist officially.
Yeah, it's like probably like one of those things the higher ups would definitely do, like governors and stuff. Like, because in Warhammer Fantasy and Skaven Slayer, there were like nobles who were dressing up like elves because it was approach to Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah,
people thought that the Skaven was a costume.
Yeah. So I can definitely see that with nobles, but I definitely think wider in the Imperium, it'd be more like the solemn All Souls Day.
Yeah, I agree. How would you call this Halloween in the Imperium?
I don't even know. It's like there's All Hallows Eve, there's All Souls Day, there's Day of the Dead. I don't even know.
How about All Martyrs Day? Because do you even know a saint that hasn't been martyred in the Imperium? Anyone that's considered a saint? Has anyone died peacefully in their bed? Imperium being what it is.
Unless you're like a high level governor or a cardinal, then it's like no one gets a nice death.
Yeah.
So
maybe they get a glorious death, but not a peaceful one.
Mm-hmm. Because remember, guys, there's no peace in Warhammer. Let's remember that. Yeah, get with the program. But with that, actually, I think that concludes our episode. Is there anything you want to say before calling in to season 1, bud?
Bundle of Sticks ass shows are cringe.
Oh boy, here we go again. You just will not let that go, Valentino.
No, I don't.
You were doing the stereotype, bud. Come on. You talk shit.
Yeah, I was doing the stereotype, but I was playing my part.
You were talking shit of Hispanic characters speaking Spanish randomly, and here you went speaking Spanish. I have to Google.
Do it at least once.
I gotta find someone to translate what you were saying to me, bud. But people in the comments, if you know what he was saying, type it down in the comments. I gotta know what he was saying to me. I'm pretty sure.
Do you want me to say it? Do you want me to say it, or do you want them to answer it for you?
They can answer for me. Okay. Well, it'd be funnier to keep the secret.
It was nothing harsh, but okay.
But anyways, yeah, I have fun. Thank you so much for coming onto the show, bud. And we'll definitely see you all for season 2 of Pint Cellar. Take care.